First of all, getting to go abroad is wonderful, and I think getting to be in other countries is how you kind of grow as a person.
I went to Zambia, Africa.
I went to Tanzania.
I had the opportunity to go to Philippines, and I lived with a hill tribe for 6 weeks.
I spent 4 weeks in the Dominican Republic in a small community of La Restauración.
I was working with 3-year-olds, and we were working on English and math, learning about Zambia, and play games and sing songs.
I worked with an organization called Positive Love. Our overall aim is to reduce the stigma associated with HIV and AIDS because those women can't find jobs anywhere else. And so they work there and they raise money to help educate the population about HIV and AIDS.
Majority of my trip I spent living with a tribe. And within the tribe, I farmed cacao, trimmed and chopped banana trees, worked with the tribal children on English.
I was there with the Foundation for the International Medical Relief of Children. We went and did mobile clinics, blood pressure checks, and diabetes blood sugars checks. I helped clean up their database a little bit and make it a little easier to search for things.
There is a couple of kids. Anna held like a really special place in my heart because she was just so happy all the time. She had like the biggest smile. She'd carry around a little baby doll on her back. She had like her own little beat and she'd just go off dancing.
There was a group of 7 of us. We're all from all over the world, and we climbed Mount Kilimanjaro together, and that's how we became really close friends.
So I lived with a family and they had an adopted son who's about 9 or 10 years old. I bought bread and I split half of it. He literally took his half, tore it up in little pieces, and gave it to the 10 or 15 children that have been around the area. That lack of greed made me take a step back and be like, wow, I really need to rethink my priorities.
Probably my favorite person that I worked with was Dr. Ricardo. He was really passionate about his job. His dedication was obvious, and we wouldn't have been able to do a lot of the things we did without him coming off of a 12-hour shift at night, driving all the way 3 hours up a mountain to come do a clinic with us the next day.
It's hard to separate the people from the place. It's just a completely different way of life over there. Sometimes it seems like it's more simple. People are more grateful for what they have. People are not focused on everything that's wrong in their lives. That really stuck with me as I got back. Some of our problems just seem so inconsequential.
The actual Tanzanians, I think their attitude towards life and like their culture, that's something we can all learn from. I came back and I was talking to my mom. She's an immigrant, she's from Malaysia, and she said that moving here, everyone's just always in a rush. In other countries, it's not like that at all, and we all have something to learn from that. And so I think that's something I try to do now.
There was 5 people in that house. To get clean water, they had to walk like 1.5 miles, and they would do that for me. They slept on the living room floor, and even after insisting that I don't want the bed, I will sleep on the floor. It was just little experiences throughout the whole trip that really made a difference and got me to reevaluate and become a better person because of the people I was surrounded with.
I think what impacted me the most was the interactions that I had with the other volunteers. I learned a lot about how people that do not have a liberal arts education kind of view the world, and that was a little shocking to me, but also I think a very good realization because it's helped me realize that people are not always going to think the same way.
I think it's definitely affirmed that I am a caretaker and I want to do something that is going to involve taking care of people.
For a long time, I've kind of known that I really want to do Doctors Without Borders, but I think that this kind of reaffirmed that this is something I can do.
It was actually working in the hospital that got me like reevaluating and confirmed that, wow, this is not something I actually want to do. I was more interested in looking at the health of a population than looking at the individual.
I saw it as an opportunity to see if community health and public health is what I actually wanted to do. It was definitely an experience where I felt like this is something I could do for the rest of my life.